Well, I've just woke up after not that long ago. This is my first video after moving, so this is going to be chaotic. Let's see. So we've got Heathcliff and meursault. Let's go over Heathcliff first. He's gotten a gluttony skill 1. Okay. That's actually going to be pretty useful for the charge team. It gains charge count with that. Don't know how much that's going to be. And inflicts rupture count. Oh, his charge potency. God, his charge potency. Let's see here. His skill 2 is a gloom skill that gives him charge barrier equal to X plus charge potency on self. I'm going to assume that to be 1 plus the charge potency. Probably caps out at 5 or 10. And then he consumes charge count to gain coin power. And at X plus charge potency, he also gains more coin power. And then his skill 3 is an envy skill. Blunt, okay. But he, let's see. 4 coins, rip space CCA overdrive. Overdrive, okay. But it's rip space. Okay, let's see. Combat start. If he has X plus charge potency or less than X percent HP, convert all coins of this skill into unbreakable coins. If he loses a clash while the effect is active, then he gains a bunch of final power. Okay. That's not bad. At X plus charge count, consume charge count to gain coin power. Gain clash power equal to charge potency on self. Wonder why it clarifies potency. Oh well. Wonder if that has a cap. Heads hit, gain charge count 3 times. And coin start for the 4th coin. Consume up to X charge count to gain coin power for this coin, equal to charge count consumed for this coin. Inflict rupture and deal slash damage equal to charge potency times Y% of this coin's final damage. Okay. So that looks like it'll be okay. And then he has his guard, which is a clashable guard. That's always great. At less than X charge count, he gains overcharge next turn. At the turn end, he removes his first stagger threshold. My god. And then he adds his skill 1 copy of his skill 3 to the list of skills for the next turn. Okay, so he's pretty strong. His first passive is that he just gains charge potency every time he consumes a 10 charge count. We know that much. And then turn start, he gains defense level up equal to the charge potency he has on himself. His actual passive, though, is if he has less than X% HP, he gains shield equal to charge potency times Y. Okay. I'm going to assume that Y is either 3 or 5. The second part of the passive is immediately, before getting hit, gain shield equal to charge potency on self. If this unit gains charge count past the max charge count cap by using the skill, The skill deals more damage for every charge count that exceeds the max charge count cap. And then the support passive is the unit with the earliest deployment order gains. Okay, so if the unit in deployment number 1 or whatever tries to gain charge over 20 or whatever the max cap is, then they'll gain charge barrier for the next turn for every charge count that exceeded the max charge count cap. And as for overcharge from the defense skill, he becomes immobilized next turn, or the turn that he gains it, which is the turn after the defense skill. He takes less damage based on charge potency. He gains charge barrier based on the charge potency he has. Turn end, he gains charge count and attack power up next turn. Then he loses this effect. Gains aggro to the leftmost skill slot based on charge potency on self. One hit, gain charge count, and load next turn. If he's in panic, ego corrosion, then he loses it, or stagger, then he loses the effect. So yeah, he's definitely gonna be a tank. I think L4 is probably gonna be a more tank-oriented group for the W Corp. And now for meursault. Skill 1 is a 3-coin envy slash skill. Consumes a bunch of blood feast and applies hard blood armor for every X blood feast consumed. He prioritizes Lamancha land and Bloodfiend of higher kindred ranks. If the affected ally is from Lamancha land, then he applies additional hard blood armor. Hey, wait a minute. It specifies this, but it also specifies this. Which means maybe we're going to get a new set of Blood Fiends soon? Anyway, if he fails to consume Blood Feast, then he gains Bleed. If the target has X plus Bleed, then he gains Coin Power, which is good. If the target has X plus Bleed count, then he inflicts Final Power. He inflicts Rupture Potency, inflicts Bleed count, and inflicts Bleed. His second skill is a 2-coin Pride skill, and it's slash. Okay. He's got the same affinities as Princess Rhodia. He applies more hard blood armor for allies. And himself, actually. Okay. Same conditionals as before. And then he gains coin power for every X bleed on the target, which is really good, as always. He gains final power for every X bleed on the target, or bleed count on the target, and deals more damage for every X hard blood armor on self. Inflicts bleed count and bleed rupture count, and then inflicts bleed and rupture and lust fragility next turn. Okay. Then his third skill is a 4-coin lust slash skill. Heals damage based on the HP he's dealt. HP damage he's dealt. At X plus hard blood armor, activate Overture instead. But his regular skill 3 will gain coin power for every X bleed on the target, deals more damage for every X bleed count on the target, applies hard blood armor to highest resonance allies and self. And if it was less resonance, apply hard blood armor to the allies with the lowest max HP as well. Let's see, if after attack, if the target was defeated, further increase Blood Feast. First coin inflicts rupture and bleed count. Second coin inflicts bleed count. Third coin inflicts bleed and rupture potency. Fourth coin inflicts bleed, Lamancha Parade, and if it doesn't crack, it also inflicts Lamancha Parade next turn. Overture seems to have AoE built in. Yeah. But it gains clash power for every X bleed on the main target. Huh. Why doesn't it gain coin power? Maybe that's a typo. But it deals more damage for every X bleed count on the main target. And apply hard blood armor, same hard blood armor thing. You know how it is. But if it was less resonance, then it applies more hard blood armor instead. After attack, consumes all hard blood armor on self. After attack, if the skill defeated a target, additionally increase Blood Feast for every X target defeated by the skill. On hit, for the first coin, he inflicts bleed and rupture count. On the second hit, he inflicts bleed potency. Third hit, without cracking, inflicts bleed and rupture potency. Fourth coin inflicts Lamancha Parade, no matter what. And if has X plus focused performance, he also inflicts some amount of Lamancha Parade to Z of the targets. On hit without cracking, gain hard blood armor next turn. For every X target, this skill's damage staggered, broke apart, or defeated. Okay. And his counter is pretty good. So he just immediately activates Bleed Potence. He just immediately gives free Blood Feast with his counter. That's not bad. And he gains hard blood armor through it. It also inflicts Bleed Potency twice. Let's check what his passives are. Blood Feast, as always. And then his first actual passive is at the turn start, for the following effects activate for Lamancha Land identities with max hard blood stack, or hard blood armor stack. They gain focused performance, and when staggered due to damage, they recover from stagger, then consume all hard blood armor on self. Oh. If Lamancha Land is on the field, then her and meursault will deal more damage with their skill 3, including their empowered versions. As for the other passive, at combat start, if meursault has hard blood armor, then he gains offense level and defense level up based on the stack, and haste if he has enough stack. If he has focused performance, then he inflicts Lamancha Parade against all enemies. On hit, if he against enemies with bleed, if he has less than X% HP, I'm going to assume 50%, then he heals Y% HP. Strange that it's not based on damage dealt. And his support passive, for the turn, the amount of Blood Feast generated is multiplied by X. My god, that's good. Hard blood armor. If the unit isn't at max HP after its skill, heal X% damage of the, or X% HP of the damage dealt. After attack, if this unit dealt HP damage, lose 1 stack. If Lust Resonance was activated, then have the amount of HP healed, but do not lose any hard blood armor stack. That's gonna be pretty easy then. Focused performance. Okay. So, focused performance. Skill 1 and Skill 2 gain final power and deal more damage for every stack of focused performance. Then, with the Skill 3, gains final power and deals more damage for every stack. Probably more powerful of that. And then, after attacking with Skill 3, or at turn start, if this unit does not have hard blood armor, lose the stack. As for Lamancha Parade, take more damage from Lust skills. If the attacker is a Lamancha land identity, then take more damage regardless of the skill's divinity. At max stack, deal less damage against Lamancha land identities. Lose stack after either after this unit's skill attack hits and ends, or after the skill that attacked this unit hits and ends. Okay. So basically, he's going to be supporting the Blood Fiend team, just in general. No direct support for Manager Dawn, but that's okay. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.